What's up? Alright, guys. Let me post this shit so you guys will get in here. Played some Alan Wake 2 today, so I was at a Halloween party with my family. Pretty fun. One second. I gotta post it. Nobody's even in here. Okay. One second. I'm almost done. Alright. Let's do it.
The tunnel was open now. I could get through.
Let's go, buddy. You got it? Just help me how fast you're running right now, obviously.
The dark presence. I had seen it before. I remembered now. It was always out there, hunting me.
We already did this part last time, just to this cutscene, but I'm gonna let it go again since this was our last save.
closest to home. An FBI agent? Who are you?
What is this? Who are you?
She can hear me.
I'm Saga Anderson, FBI.
This is Alan Wake. I'm trapped here. The dark place. Under Cauldron Lake.
Cauldron Lake. Who are you?
I'm trying to escape. I'm making progress, but I'm in danger. The Dark Presence. Help me. Please, help me. I could sense it. I was closer to home. Had the woman in the vision helped me somehow? Something had changed. Outside. Parliament Tower. Where I'd lived with Alice. It was out there. Waiting for me.
Alright, now we're... I just fucking threw my vape. Now we're all caught up. We're all good to go. Writer of the first word, not the right of the last. What's up, Austin? Thanks for stopping in. The terror of the light and the shadow cast, the third. Eve now open. Oh, I could just fucking click on it.
Who was writing who? Who was writing this poem? Me? No.
Rachel's drawing. Your friends will meet him when you are gone. Tiny Dick Terry, that's Nightingale. He's the FBI agent from the first game.
Stepping to the murder site, I'd felt it, hanging in the air. A meaning, the violent emotion of the act, like a cloud of wrath. The dead eyes of the victim staring at something you couldn't see, and yet making you aware of it. Something that soaked into this place on a molecular level, overlapping with your meaningless existence.
Damn.
Regression to something you had managed to forget. Marking you, taking you for a ride, making you crazier.
The station had changed. I was closer now.
Mm. Can't do it from right there, that's weird. Hmm.
I had a new idea, a new story thread.
What up, baby? Thanks for stopping in. How's it going, Sam? Alright, so we're investigating this tunnel. And I have a new story thread, so we go to our plot board here. Some natural torchbearer is missing FBI agent.
I couldn't add a new element from here. I'd have to go to the scene.
Yeah, it's a really good game. Super underrated. Everybody's too busy jerking off Spider-Man. Which is a good game, but it's like I've already platted it. Can I get down?
Parliament Tower. Our home in New York. Was I really this close to being home? Going up to our apartment? Would I be home? Or was this just an echo of the real thing? Even then, the murder site had brought me one step closer to escape. Time loses meaning here. How long have I been trying to escape?
13 years.
Long enough for Alice to think I'm dead.
Writer. Maybe he was a victim. The cult, using his words. Or maybe he was the monster behind it all. Either way, Alice Wake, his ex, she knew things. It was there in her art for all to see. A cry for help. The darkness she'd witnessed. And that put her in danger.
Was Alice here? In the story?
Any questions while we're in the elevator? His wife would take pictures for him.
Alice's photo equipment. Set to go off when the door opens.
Trying to surprise me, huh? Spooky. Yeah, his like I said, his wife took pictures for his books for him.
Get out! Leave me alone!
Alice! Alice! Alice.
Take photos for.
This is a photo of Scratch. How did Alice get this? Is he stalking her?
Austin, stop with the dumb shit.
This is the door to my study, where I wrote my books.
That's the door
This
in
symbol wasn't
control.
here before.
Hey, what up, Coy? Yeah, just it's because I want to record my gameplay, but I don't want to have it on my console. So I was like, fuck it, I'll just stream it. Why not? What's the worst that could
Alice's
happen?
video camera.
The memory
No
card.
memory card inside.
Video audio on stream mode. Focal point of the dark place. Part 1.
Part 1. What was Alice working on?
Probably some bad shit, bro. Alright, let's see.
When I was younger, photography was everything to me. I moved to New York thinking I'd make it as an artist. And then I met Alan. We had a good thing. We were both dedicated by our creative ambitions. The only difference was that Alan's work made money. He brought me work when he could. I took his promo shots, created covers for his books. I'm sure he forced his publisher into it. I was taking photos, just not my photos.
What up, Jimmy? What up?
And that gnawed at me. Things got complicated sometimes, but that's life, right? We loved each other. Then Alan hit a block. I brought out a meaner side of him. One I didn't like. I set up a trip to see a doctor in Washington. I didn't tell him until we got there. We argued.
stuck in the dark place for 13 years,
Hell,
not
I
drowned.
do too sometimes. About 6 years ago, I started hearing noises in the night. Typewriter keys clacking. Voices. Alan was back. Haunting me.
Look at the light in the background, and it's Mr. Scratch.
Then it got violent. It was Alan. And yet, it was a monster. He always did have anger in him. I set up cameras around the apartment with motion sensors and flashes. Now, when the monster comes, I turn it into art. My nightmares caught on film. And this is the focus of my new exhibition. To show people the world is so much darker than they ever knew. I'm calling this exhibit The Dark Place.
Alice. Scratch was terrorizing her. Why?
It's the evil, like, writer. It's like his opposite. He's stuck in the dark place because the lake, where he's supposedly drowned, brings artist visions to life.
I sat in the writer's room and wrote a story. Initiation. To project myself through the dark place, to look for a way out. The story had brought me here, brought me nowhere. Looked me back. I was writing the story. And in the story, I now stepped into the writer's room. But there was no one here writing it.
Mr. Scratch is being scratched out. Alright, on to the next part. Alright, I'm back to being Saga, I guess. No, I don't think so, Jimmy. Is the quality issue bad? What are you watching on? Because on phones it looks pretty good. Laptops it looks alright, and TV's just like, nah.
Okay, let's recap what you've told us so far, Alan.
Awesome.
For the past 13 years, you've been trapped in a nightmare dimension called the Dark Place.
Yeah.
It's like New York, but it's not New York. And can be reached from the bottom of Cauldron Lake, but it's not really under the lake. And after all this time, you've managed to get out.
Yeah.
But so has your evil doppelganger. Mr. Scratch? Or is it the Dark Presence?
Both. It's interchangeable. He's Scratch when he looks like me, but he can change into this other form.
And Scratch, the Dark Presence, wants to rewrite the world in his own image.
Which would be in your image, as he looks just like you.
And turn the world into a fucking nightmare.
Gotcha.
During Deerfest, which is scheduled to take
Thanks,
place in
Jimmy.
a couple of days.
Thanks for stopping by. It means
You
a
got
lot.
out of the Dark Place by writing a novel, the pages we've been finding. But your double edited it into a horror story that's now changing reality, taking over people, making them crazy, bringing the dark place to Bright Falls.
Yes, fiction coming in contact with the dark place can change reality. The story is coming true, soaking into everything like darkness when night falls. But last time
This will be back in 2010.
Yes, last time it didn't happen all at once. The story came true bit by bit
It's
as
all
it
good.
unfolded.
Thanks for showing up still.
And that
You're
dark
not
presence
late.
was still bound to the lake. I stopped it before it got the ending it wanted. Before it broke free. Based on that, there's still time.
Which brings us to your magical light switch.
The clicker. Magical doesn't quite cover it. Scratch wants it to bring about his ending. That can't happen. If I can get the clicker, I can send him back to the dark place, make all this shit go away.
I love Doom Eternal. I plan on doing a video with no
I
commentary.
know it's batshit crazy.
Just Doom
My memory is
2016, Doom
full
Eternal,
of
Doom
holes,
Ancient
and
Gods Part
I'm
1
not
and
sure
2.
how much I can trust. It's like a half-forgotten dream.
Mr. Wake. Alan. We've seen our share of batshit crazy in the past
I will
24
love this
hours.
game. I do
What
love
I
this
want to
game.
know is, why am I? Why are we written into the story?
Good. Minimal HUD's the way to go. I play with the
think
gun
I saw
centered
you.
and know anything.
Or a vision of you in the dark place. I think you helped me reach out and escape somehow. With that in the story, Scratch would have edited it to get to you. To hurt you. We are all in danger.
Okay.
It's insane. And there's so much of it. Wake just gave us a lot of information. But this clicker seems like a good place to start. If we find that, then we find the cult.
Time to do some detective work. Can't say I understand all this, but if Wake is telling the truth, then this magic light switch is the most tangible lead. Let's start there.
Have you ever heard of the cult of the tree?
Creepy bunch. In the habit of wearing deer masks, performing murder rituals, victims turning into monsters possessed by darkness. Possibly inspired by a horror story written by a certain author. Ring any bells?
The cult. Yes. Yes. They have the clicker.
If the cult has the clicker, does that make them Scratch's followers? How are you so certain they even have the clicker?
They could be working for Scratch. I don't remember. It's all confused.
Alan, if I'm gonna act on this information, you need to be honest with me.
Yeah, of course.
Is he confused? Or is he hiding something?
Confused. You should do it yourself. You're fortunate. You're fucking old enough.
The cult. Yes. Yes. They have the clicker.
Keep trying.
They could be Working for Scratch. I don't remember. It's all confused.
Yeah, I know. Imagine having a PlayStation. You only get to play the best games on the planet.
The pages we've been finding are from a horror story called Return, written by Alan Wake. And the contents of this book are coming true. Why couldn't it have been a romance?
Last time, it didn't happen all at once. The story came true bit by bit as it unfolded. Fiction coming in contact with the dark place can change reality. The story is coming true.
Best game ever.
Doesn't look right.
That's awesome. Oh, that's the way to do it, dude. Yeah, I do have PS5. It's awesome. PS5s are like one of the I think the best consoles, and you should get it. Yeah, it's amazing.
Scratch wants it to bring about his ending. That can't happen. Turn the world into a fucking nightmare.
Tiny Me Gang. Shut up.
Wake said the cult has the clicker. How does he know?
The writer is the reader. The next chapter, the next chapter, the next chapter. Keep the pages safe, the dark shining of the words.
Wake is hiding pages. That's how he knows the cult has the clicker. Wake has a double. Mr. Scratch. Where is he now?
A cloud of wrath wears my face. The dark place in your place. Scratching out my body of work.
Scratch is here. In Washington. He's hunting Wake.
Scratch looks just like Wake. Why?
Don't wake up the dreamer if your life is a dream. I swam to the shore, but the water is rising.
Wake and Scratch are clearly connected. Maybe Scratch got out because Wake did. Or vice versa.
Thanks. I appreciate it, Austin. Thanks for stopping by.
Okay, Mr. Wake. I know you have more pages of the manuscript on you.
You don't understand how vital these pages are. They're the only way I can know what's coming.
You're not the only one trying to solve this. This is our job.
Okay,
You're good, man.
here. Now, this is all I have. Be careful with them. Inside the trailer, at the outskirts of Watery, Saga had seen Wake's fabled clicker for the first time, in the hands of the Cult of the Tree. A cultist stared at her. She drew her weapon. Standing inside the trailer, at the outskirts of Watery, Saga had seen Wake's fabled clicker for the first time, in the hands of the Cult of the Tree.
Just me and you, BB. Might get off and eat something here in a little bit, but then I'll be back on. Just get some more energy. Okay, so what am I missing? What are you doing tonight, Jimbo? You just hanging out? Oh, you.
The Cult of the Tree has the clicker Wake told me about. They're a part of all this.
It's all on the page. The clicker, the cult. Okay, I'll head to Watery and find this trailer. Casey, you stay here and keep an eye on Mr. Wake.
Got it.
No, you need me there.
No dice, pal. This is an FBI investigation, and I don't see a badge on that flannel.
Right on. Oh, now I can switch fucking who I play as. From now on, you can switch between Alan and Saga stories via the bucket and the janitor break room. Switch reality. I'm gonna manual save real quick. Alright, yeah. I'm gonna hop off for a little bit, get something to eat. I'll text you if I get back on. Thanks, Jimbo.